multiply that by 40 degrees Celsius. And then I would divide by the number of blocks, which is 11.5. And I type that into a calculator. 7 times 40 divided by 11.5. And then over here, I have that same number of candies, 7 in my case, because you weren't allowed to change the number of candies. You just had to make them further apart, right? Times 40 degrees divided by 16 blocks. And your unit is going to be in degrees. So make sure you put degrees Celsius for your unit. Anyone need a calculator? Calculator.
And then what do you divide by?
Divide by the number of blocks that are lit. So divide by 45 and 33. Yeah, like the number of blocks.
Are you done yet?
So this
I promise your faces are not in the camera.
but the number of candy will be the same for both. So right here, am I in your way? So how many pieces of candy fit on your little circle? Okay, so you've got 12 candies, and how many? Then you'll multiply by that 40 degrees because that's the number I gave you. 12 candies. I'll just make a note there so you can remember. And then you're going to divide by the number of blocks. How many blocks were lit up? 12. That was really 16. And then this one is going to be how many blocks were lit up on the big circle. So count your blocks here. You've got.
I got 34. I got 25. I got.
That's almost
Wow.
all. I'm gonna try that.
Wow. What's the temperature? You know what you do? You know what you do when it's an incident? You put 8.8.
I'm gonna count that one. That's 30. So 30 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So half of 15 is what? 7.5? Yeah. So 30 plus 7.5 will be 37.5 here, right? So that'll be 37.5. So you just type those into the calculator and you get a temperature in degrees Celsius for water. So here is a calculator. You type in 12 times 40 divided by 16. Divided by 16. So you got 480. See, I got it. Type 12 times 40.
Divided by.
Oh, you're 68. You get 30. 30 is a much better answer. 480 degrees is bad for life. Sure. Okay. How many candies?
I got a whole number. I got 34.
The number is
What? I got
and that'll be and then that'll be 33. Anyone else need help?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you.
54. Oh my goodness. That was like
7 times 40 divided by
40.
I did my other one.
Okay.
Error.
And so for the other way, it can be the same number of days times 40 divided by the new number.
That's what I said. I don't know why I look. So you do the number of.
Is everyone getting somewhere between
Yeah.
10 and 30?
No, I have
Oh, I got
8
exactly
eight
10.
eating and 4 eating. Is that bad?
You use
Yeah, I got a whole number.
Because they're shaped,
Pretty
you know what I
surprised.
mean?
But it doesn't.
Well, if you just use all whole numbers, then you'll get.
Yeah, unless
If you
you
use M&Ms, you're
unless
living in a
unless you
world.
round it up.
This will be my mistake
The
forever.
first whole number.
Yeah, you can round. It's fine. So here, you're gonna do candy. How many candies did you get? 8. So put 8.
This makes no sense.
Times 40. We'll talk about it, don't worry. And then divide that by, so this is the straight up and down one. So how many squares did you count in there?
I got
30? So divided by 30.
I need to leave my pictures.
And you type that into a calculator. 8 times 40 divided by 30.
What do you need me to do?
What do you need help with? Nah, give me that when you're done.
What do you need?
Eight times 40.
At least I'm standing still mostly. Anyway, standing is better than sitting.
Now, how does this project the temperature?
Okay,
That's what you do.
so let's talk about what we see here. All right, when you look at the light, like say the sun shining straight down on your paper, right? What would that be like on Earth's surface? Where do we see the sun shining straight at the Earth?
Equator.
Usually right around the equator, okay? Just for our purposes right now, right on the equator is where you get really direct insolation, right? So the sun gives off a certain amount of energy, right? Just like the flashlight gives off a certain amount of light. And when that hits in a direct way, you get more of that light or more of that heat for the sun shining right on that spot. So the equator gets direct insolation, and that means it's going to have a higher temperature in general, right? For us, we're about 37 degrees latitude, right? The sun puts out the same amount of insolation, but it hits us at that 30-something degree angle, right? So you saw that the M&Ms on the equator each got more light, more heat from the sun than the M&Ms that had to just, you move the same number of M&Ms to the 30-degree area. There's more spreading out of that sunlight, so it's not as direct. So you have a lower temperature when it's spread out. So for us, we're definitely going to have lower temperatures than the equator on average. Plus, I get to give you candy when we do stuff like this. So that's kind of... No, sorry. Next week we're going to go to a dark room and dance around in a circle.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, totally.
Really? I can't dance.
Well, not next week. You're going to have Thanksgiving next week. So, question 1 on your paper says, look at question 1. Where does the sun shine most directly on the earth? The equator. The equator. Right? At the equator. Oh no, now you guys have to help me. Every class does blowing up today.
Ecuador.
I have a really unfortunate cold and I can't do it. So next week we're going to use lots of globes, and this week y'all can blow them up for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want you to look at your globes and pick out 4 countries. Listen, 4 countries that might have very high temperatures. So how would you predict that a country's going to have a very high temperature? Yeah, countries that lie right along the equator, very near the equator, are probably going to have high temperatures. So look at your globe and pick. Who's willing to blow up a globe?
Me.
Definitely. You can run. I'll make these guys do it and pass them down. Alright, so what do we have? 15 of you? So get in groups of about 4. So group down 4. She wants to go up in groups of 4.
I'll be big. I started. I'll blow it up.
This is Matthias. I'll do it. This is Matthias. I'm gonna be so kind. This is Matthias. I can't say between my boys, I love you all, but I'm handing it to Good job. It was good. Very convincing. He was a good dad. Wait, did you have your hair too? Yes.
I had my. That probably would have my
You can look at your flat globe and pick countries that might be on the equator.
It's easy.
First one to finish the hill.
Where do you get these?
I ordered them on Amazon.
Okay.
First one to finish the first one.
Where'd you get them? Amazon. Free shipping.
Yes, Prime is amazing.
We're getting a little red there.
No free shipping.
Like, this is all your options. Go back and go.
Do it for the longest time. I want to see how.
I already had one though.
Putting all that hot air in me.
Heavy should be magic, heavy balloons.
I think Chris got the bars.
Question: do we stop filming since?
You can stop filming.
Okay.
Just like what?
If I can figure out how to make it stop.